And welcome everybody to C.J. McLean Gymnasium here on the campus of Wright State University. And welcome to some Wright State volleyball action tonight as they welcome the IUPUI Jaguars to McLean. I'm Parker Testa, joined here by Shea, Neal, Shea. Raiders come into this one after beating the Youngstown State Penguins in straight sets on Tuesday night. They welcome the 2-15 overall IUPUI Jaguars. They've lost their last 12, so it's been a struggle for IUPUI this season. What does IUPUI have to do? I'm going to flip the switch on you tonight. Normally I ask you, what does Wright State have to do to win tonight? Well, what do you think IUPUI has to do to win tonight?
IUPUI has to unleash their inner UMBC tonight. And by that, I mean everything has to go right.
Right.
And I think that we'll see a lot of talent on this roster. I'm a big fan of their outside hitter, Maddie Haynes. I think she's a really talented player, a sophomore out of Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. They have size on this roster, a couple 6-footers, a couple 5'9", 5'10" players as well. But when it's all said and done, this team has lost 12 in a row. Wright State's looking like they're finding their groove. I expect a pretty quick one tonight.
Yeah, I expect the same thing as well. The leading scorer on Tuesday night was Megan Alders with 9 kills. So
that's a little, different than normal.
Right.
Literally every player plays.
Yeah. And that's something that we talked about with Coach Matters in the postgame is that there were lots of new faces who played on Tuesday night. We had Taylor Bransfield in her first action of the season.
6.5-month recovery from a torn ACL.
It's unbelievable. I know we talked about that on your show. We talked about that on your show on Wednesday. And it's really amazing. And the recovery time from that, and Bransfield comes back in and gives the Wright State Raiders 6 kills in the third set.
Yeah, she did. And, did not miss a beat, Parker. She came back from a very serious knee injury, the second of her career. Tore her other ACL back in high school.
Absolutely.
And comes back and just straight down. We see why Allie Matters and Dan O'Keefe recruited Taylor Bransfield. Power, size in the middle. Did not lose a step, and I'm excited to see her hopefully get some more playing time tonight. She just adds more depth behind Nisa Baker and Teddy Sauer.
Yeah, another name that we saw, not a new face, if you will, but a face that's been on this roster for a while. We just haven't seen her on the court very much. That's Cameron Hausler.
Another player coming back from a torn ACL.
Yeah, absolutely. So Coach Matters talked with us about both those players. So Hausler coming back from an ACL as well as Bransfield gets playing time as well. And then the freshman, Aaliyah Johnson, we got to see as well that on Tuesday night in that match. So that's something that I personally think that IUPUI won't be ready for, is all those new faces and new looks.
And Parker, I'll tell you something that's really exciting here tonight is, with the exception of Grace Hauk, who is in warm-ups, not going to play tonight. Everyone is dressed and warming up tonight, and that's something that it feels like we haven't seen in a while on this Wright State roster. There's always been somebody dealing with something, but it looks like this roster, for the most part, is nearly fully healthy, and they're dangerous when they're fully healthy.
Absolutely. We saw that all of last season. Wright State, of course, winning the Horizon League championship and winning a match.
Undefeated champions, by the way.
Undefeated champions. Can't forget that. How could I forget that? But coming in, Wright State hasn't had the season that they had hoped for, I think. They've dropped some matches. Their matches.
We made it 4 minutes in.
We made it, I think that's the longest I've made it, personally.
It's in the top 10 for sure.
Absolutely. But Wright State comes into this one not having the season they had hoped for. They've lost some matches that they could have won, and they've won some matches that they could have very easily lost. Some things go their way and some things haven't gone their way. So we'll see if Wright State can get it to go their way tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think it's a combination of two things, Parker. One, the competition's up. Teams are playing at a higher level than they did last season, and there's no doubt about that. And then another thing that I've really noticed is just the fact that a lot of these players are probably exhausted. They're playing 2 seasons in a 9-month stretch.
Absolutely.
And so we've seen players like Lainey Stevenson, players like Celia Powers, Jenna Story. They're gassed at this point, Parker. They're Division I athletes, but they're gassed. You're not supposed to play this much volleyball in this short amount of time.
No.
So that's why players like Hausler, Johnson, Sam Ott, Taylor Bransfield are going to be so big in the back half of the season.
Yeah, they will. And that's something that we saw with is depth. Yeah, Allie Matters loves depth.
Absolutely.
Depth, not depth. Depth.
You might like Johnny Depp, too.
Yeah, possibly. Jack Sparrow's great.
Great, yeah.
But it's possible that that IUPUI is. If I'm IUPUI, I'm nervous for tonight.
And I'll tell you, I'm impressed with just 24/7. This team is thinking volleyball and always on the attack. Parker, 3 hours before the match tonight, they're giving a tour to a recruit. Like,
yeah, stop by our office.
I didn't know you gave tours on game days. I thought you'd be locked in for the match. And Dan O'Keefe's walking, a potential incoming around campus. And so this team's just always trying to level up, always trying to get better, and it's really impressive to see. This is, I think, I said it last season, I'll say it again. I think this is the dawning of a dynasty at Wright State.
Well, it's funny you say that because we were sitting in our office about 2 o'clock today, and we're sitting there, and I look out into the hallway, and I see Dan O'Keefe.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it's the best in the business, by the way.
Absolutely. And I'm like, is that Dan? And you're like, Dan who?
Dan who? Nerve of me.
And you're like, wait, Dan O'Keefe, like volleyball Dan? And I said, yeah. And then so we went out, said hi, and he gave us a fantastic compliment.
He's the best.
He is the best. So, yeah, but they're walking around with potential new recruits and just hours before game time. So, with that, it's time. Score predictions. Shea, you go ahead.
Wright State wins it in 3. I'm going to go with the leading attacker tonight to be... Give me Teddy Sauer.
Okay.
And I expect a very big game from the birthday girl. Happy birthday to the star setter, reigning Horizon League setter of the year, Lainey Stevenson. It is Taylor Swift year for Lainey, turning 22 today, and I think she has a big night as well.
You did not just say that.
Well, somebody said it to me on my 20 seconds. I feel like I got to relay it. Welcome to the Swift Club.
Well, with that, I have the Wright State Raiders tonight as well in 3. I think our leading scorer tonight will be Callie Martin.
I like it.
On the edge. So with that, when we come back, starting lineups and Raider volleyball from McLean. Don't go away. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
And your Wright State Raiders. At this time, I'd like to recognize the pair of Raiders for surpassing career milestones.
With that, we will stay here for just a few minutes. Good evening. Welcome to McLean Gymnasium here on the campus of Wright State University. Welcome to some Horizon League volleyball action between the Wright State Raiders and the visiting IUPUI Jaguars. I'm Parker Testa, joined here by Shea, Neal, just about ready to hit first serve tonight from McLean. Starting lineups for IUPUI. Number 6, Maddie Haynes. Number 8, Brooke Phillips. Number 9, Rhiannon Schuneman. Number 10, Emily Allen. Number 13, Addie Evans. Number 15, Brianna Brown. And number 18, Carissa Remter. For the Raiders, number 1, Jenna Story. Number 2, Lainey Stevenson. Number 7, Nisa Baker. Number 11, Celia Powers. Number 13, Callie Martin. Number 14, Teddy Sauer. And number 15, Megan Alders. So the IUPUI Jaguars draw first blood here tonight in this one.
Yeah, that was Brianna Brown on the far side there. Nice spike in between the defense there of Celia Powers and Lainey Stevenson. They set it for Callie Martin in the middle, and that was deflected in a Raider kill. They never learn, do they?
They don't. They do not.
Yes, you can't see us on the radio, but we still need to see to be on the radio.
Absolutely. Ellie Raskop here to serve for Wright State. Gets this one over. This one's dug out. They're going to set this one in the middle, but out of bounds, and the Raiders take the lead.
Jaguars led by head coach Lindsay Froelich in her 3rd season at the helm of IUPUI. Of course, the Raiders led by 2-time Horizon League Coach of the Year, Allie Matters.
This one's dug out here by Schuneman, and they're going to set it middle for Phillips over to Brown, and that's going to be out of bounds again. Raiders take a 3-1 lead. So we're going to have Raskop to serve again. 3-1 Raiders in set 1. And that's going to be long, and it's a service error for Wright State, gives IUPUI a point.
And Wright State overall this season has played extremely well, and it's hard to, find things to nitpick about this program. But one thing I've noticed that I think Allie and Dan would tell us that they'd like to cut back on is the service errors. It feels like those have kind of piled up as the season's gone on. A lot of really talented servers on this roster, but Wright State putting up about 7-8 service errors a game, and that just can't happen against teams like NKU and Milwaukee.
Callie Martin gets herself on the board with the kill there for the Raiders.
I think we mentioned this a little earlier in the season, Parker, but the new graphics and stuff that we use here at McLean are very top tier.
They are. We didn't have those last year.
We did not.
Obviously, there was no fans for them to see, but they could have done it for just us.
Absolutely.
Why not? But yeah, they have certainly stepped up the graphics game here at McLean. IUPUI gets a point there. And it'll be Atlantis Clendenin here in for the IUPUI Jaguars. What a name that is.
That's a great name. Atlantis. I love it.
Baker gets it over. This one's dug out. But it's going to be a kill. Some miscommunication there from the IUPUI Jaguars gives the Raiders a point.
Yeah, and Parker, I don't mean to, just bully a team here tonight, but plays like that just can't happen. That's why you lose 12 in a row.
Absolutely. Brown gets that one dug out. Martin. Stevenson sets it. Middle. Powers gets it down. Celia Powers with a kill.
I'm confused by this IUPUI defense so far here tonight. It looks like they're having almost 4 players towards the back and leaving that front very vulnerable for those little tap-overs by Celia Powers, Lainey Stevenson. It's a bold strategy, and let's see if it pays off for them.
Blocked by Stevenson, and that's a kill. Lainey Stevenson goes airborne there to deny Brianna Brown, and that's a point for the Raiders, 7-3.
Callie Martin the serve. Returned by the Jags. They set it far side. Dug out by Roscoff. Stevenson gets it to Celia Powers. And in the middle, straight down, it's Emily Allen, the sophomore from Burlington, Wisconsin. If you're Coach Froelich, more of that, please.
Absolutely. One thing I'm noticing early on as well is this defense seemed to be pretty out of sorts here early on, so we'll see if they can shape that up. IUPUI serves, dug out by Martin. Stevenson sets it, backside. Baker, dug out. Brown sets it. Clendenin, what a dig by Roscoff. Baker, Stevenson, Powers left side, gets it down. All started from one heck of a dig there by Roscoff.
It's almost unfair, Parker. I mean, you have Callie Martin, Celia Powers, and Nisha Baker all on the floor at the same time. Now Roscoff gets checked out, and Megan Alders comes back in. I mean, who do you defend? And we talked about that earlier this week.
If you're IUPUI, you can't win.
No,
you can't. Any team that plays Wright State,
there's no winning.
Win. And that's a service they serve by Celia Powers. Puts that one over the net. Got a little bit of an awkward bounce off the hands of Brown, and it's going to be a Raider point. They lead 9-4 here in set 1.
Strong start for Celia. 2 kills in 4 attempts and a service ace.
And that's dug out by Brown. They're going to set that one middle for Remter. It's dug out. Baker, Stevenson sets it. Alders out of bounds, and IUPUI gets a point.
Yeah, Megan wanted the deflection there, but just didn't get all of it. And that'll be a point for IUPUI.
And I recognize this crew of referees. I think this is the same. We've had this crew of referees like 6 times here at McLean this season.
They like it here.
They must like it here.
Yeah, well, Parker, I mean, while we have a little bit of a break here in between points, I'm curious your thoughts. I think the IUPUI acronym is just way too extra and does not need to be a thing. Indiana University, Purdue University of Indianapolis. That's a lot.
Yeah, well, I grew up not too far from IUPUI's campus, and it's absurd.
It makes people like us struggle.
It's absurd to say the least. They're going to set this one. That gets over. Stevenson sets it. Alders left side taps it over. Dug out.
And just every single play, Parker, it feels like the Jaguars are just diving to keep it up. Like
Stevenson
constantly
out. That one down.
The reverse.
The reverse is killer. And something that Joylyn Brown told us earlier this season, lots of setters try to do that exact move. They can't do it as successfully as Stevenson.
And that was a no-look reverse point there with the NBA season right around the corner. Just shades of Kyrie Irving right there.
freshman Jenny Morey into the match and serves it into the net, so IUPUI gets a point there. 11-6 Raiders. So it's going to be Rhiannon Schoeneman to serve for IUPUI. Schoeneman, this one's dug out by Martin. Stevenson sets it right side, Sauer, deflected, but kept alive. They're going to say Wright State point.
I believe they called that a double hit. Parker, this is interesting because we've seen Nisa Baker, Teddy Sauer, Megan Alders, all these players just, put so much emphasis into the ball. Who do you think has the strongest spike on this roster?
It's insanely tough to make that observation.
It is. And I mean, we saw a lot from Taylor Bransfield on Tuesday.
We did. I honestly think it's Teddy Sauer.
I
really do.
I think I'd narrow it down to either Teddy. I think it's got to be either Teddy or Megan.
Saved by Alders. Martin keeps it alive, but it's not going to be enough, and IUPUI gets the point.
My completely terrible, never played volleyball once in my life analysis here. I think Megan can get the most pure power on it, but I think Teddy has the most consistently hard spikes.
Great analysis there from volleyball aficionado Shea Neal.
Yeah, I'm available for any coaching.
Alders just blocked it, but out of bounds, and IUPUI commits an error, and the Raiders get a point. Now I'm honestly surprised, Shea, that with your level of expertise in the sport of volleyball, that you have never coached.
And I was actually incorrect. I played sand volleyball with some friends one summer when I was like 12, and I got 8 service aces in a row. So I retired on top, if you will.
Pretty impressive going out on top, just like Peyton Manning.
And it was back at the age when I still underhand served it. So
Stevenson, Powers.
What are they going to call that there? They're just going to say redo the point? Is that the call there?
Not sure what the call is.
I don't know if they're sure what the call is.
Currently very quiet here in McLean right now.
It's never a good sign when the officials don't know why they stopped the play.
It looks like Teddy Sauer injured herself there, limping pretty hard on that right knee. And she's headed off for the training staff. We'll see Bransfield check in. And you hate to see that in her senior season.
Yeah, you do. And Teddy's been dealing with a little bit of a banged-up knee for a lot of the season. Hopefully that's nothing too serious, and hopefully they can get that taken care of as soon as possible.
So no point will be awarded there after the stoppage of play. Roskopf serves. This one's dug out. They're going to set that one for Schoeneman, dug out by Story. Stevenson. Martin left side, gets it down.
I'll tell you what, Parker, this roster's full of athletes, and really good athletes at that. But Taylor Bransfield's been in for 1 point. I mean, she's just got athleticism and vertical off the chart. I mean, the first time I saw her jump, coming off of 2 torn ACLs, seems like she could jump out of the gym.
Absolutely. Roskopf gets that one over. They're going to set that one in the middle there for Allen. This one's dug out. Powers left side, dug out. And this IUPUI team, Shea, looks very discombobulated right now as Wright State gets another point there.
Very sloppy on the defensive end. Just it seems like they're diving on every single point, and that sometimes you do have to do that, but it just seems like IUPUI has never really found a position that works to slow down this Wright State attack. So Wright State nearly doubled up the Jaguars in this first set, and I expect them to have a lot of momentum coming out of the timeout.
Quick break, more Raider volleyball when we come back on WWSU 106.9. Back here at McLean Gymnasium, already in progress. Stevenson sets it for Bransfield in the middle dugout. Parker Testa, Shea Neal on the call for you here this evening. Thanks for joining us. Powers left side, dugout.
Yeah, and Parker, I'm not a doctor at all, just like I'm not a volleyball coach at all. But looking over at the sideline during that timeout, looks like it might be more of an ankle or a foot than a knee for Teddy Sauer.
They're going to set this one for Schoeneman, dugout. Roskopf saves it, and Martin taps it over. They're going to set this one for Brown. Deflected, and it's an IUPUI point. I may have to stand up for the majority of this broadcast here, Shea, if our friend here won't get out of my vision.
Yeah, well, you were the first one to arrive here tonight, so you got to pick the seat, and I think you chose wrong.
I did. That's unfortunate for me, but Powers.
I got a great view here.
You do. Sit right in the middle, see everything.
Yep.
Stevenson sets it. Bransfield deflected and gets it down. Taylor Bransfield gets her first kill here this evening.
Parker, this is something, I mean, we've seen a lot of teams this year that are slow in defending Wright State, don't get to their positions fast enough. I don't know if IUPUI knows what those positions are yet. Like, I don't think they've gotten to the position, period. It just feels like a lot of just simple, or not simple mistakes, but a lot of careless mistakes that we haven't seen from a lot of these tough teams this year.
Martin left side, deflected and out of bounds. Callie Martin credited with a kill there. 17-9 here in set number 1. Story serves. Dug out. They're going to set that one for Brown. This one's dug out by the Raiders. Stevenson sets it middle. Baker. Back to Baker. Stevenson. Powers left side. Dug out. What a block there by Baker. This one's out of bounds off the hands of Brooke Phillips, and it's got to bounce. Raiders get another point.
I thought you said off the hands of Nick Phillips. And I was about to laugh, but that just shows.
Nick should be in there.
I mean, if it goes like the way it's going so far, Nick might be playing in set 3.
Wouldn't that be great?
Nick and Dan.
Nick and Jason. One of us can go media staff, go do public address.
And the other one of us gets to be libero.
Absolutely. This one's a Raider.
Good effort to keep it up.
But yeah, Raider point there. 19-9 here in set number 1. Celia Powers gets credited with the kill there. It is 90s night here at McLean.
Yeah, and I clearly got the message a day late because yesterday Parker, I'll tell the story here at the timeout, but I was supposed to get a very nice black jacket for our photo shoot, and UPS lost it on the truck.
You need to let this go.
No, I don't. I need my money back. UPS lost it on the truck. I got it today, so I had to wear a black dress shirt, black pants, and a bright red tie. So I walk into my class with the fabulous Ray Marcano, and he says I look like I rolled straight out of the Breakfast Club in 1987. And so I think that fit would have been perfect for 90s night, but now I'm just sitting here in jeans, and I don't really know what I'm doing. So,
well, we're on radio, so we're lucky that no one sees our faces or what we wear.
Unfortunately, sometimes we stream video on YouTube, and they do have to look at our face.
Absolutely, but we wear nice clothes to make up for it. Doesn't always get it done.
The clothes can only do so much.
Absolutely. 19-9 here in set number 1. Leading scorers so far for IUPUI. It is a tie between Emily Allen and Brianna Brown, both with 2 kills, and a tie between Powers and Martin for the Raiders, both with 4.
Jenna Story serving out of the timeout. Raiders 6 points away from a set 1 win, and Jenna put way too much on that. That almost hit some fans down there on the other side of the court. We got a couple members of the Wright State men's soccer team in the house tonight. Always good to see athletes supporting athletes. Love to see it.
Absolutely. This one's dug out by Martin. Story. Left side for Powers. Blocked, and it's an IUPUI point.
Yeah, and Wright State kind of fell out of position there from the start. Callie Martin kind of jumped in front of Jenna Story. Jenna Story had to try and pass it from the back corner. That just was a play that I'm sure they'd like to forget.
This one's dug out by Martin. Stevenson back to Baker, right side. That's a kill.
That's a little better.
Lisa Baker gets that one down for the Raiders. 22-11 in set 1. Martin will serve. I'm just going to lean up against this wall here. It's pretty comfortable.
You look pretty cool. You look like you got a really nice pair, nice pair of headphones on, blocking out the haters, blocking out the noise.
IUPUI gets a point there.
Just waiting for that call.
What call? There's no call.
Not with that attitude.
If anybody calls, it's my mom.
Your mom doesn't listen to you.
That's true. Mom, and if you're out there listening, I apologize for that right there. Stevenson sets it. Powers denied.
That's what I was told. I'm not assuming anything.
Story. Back to Powers. Gets it down. Oh, that's a save. What a dig there by the Jaguars. Stevenson back to Powers. Gets that one down. So the second time's a charm there for Celia Powers, and she gets the kill.
And Celia Powers is just a perfect example of resiliency. If at first you don't succeed, just try again. And the second time comes through. And now she'll serve where she already has an ace here in set one. The Raiders, 4 service errors in this first set. So like I said earlier, one of the few flaws on this team, sometimes give away some free points on the serve.
Powers serves. Brown sets it. Denied by Baker. It's a Raider point.
Nisa Baker. Bakers have good reputations here at Wright State.
They absolutely do. Something that's very exciting. We've put together our basketball schedules for the year this week, Shea, so it's very exciting. Basketball coming up here in just over a month when the men's basketball team opens up at the Nutter Center with the Lake Erie Storm.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it. I mean, it should be a really good team. It should be a really fun year, and hopefully we get to talk as they bring home a championship. Saying we like I'm about to get a ring if they win. I might get a high five from somebody with a ring.
You may be lucky enough to get a high five from Coach Nagy.
I doubt it.
Yeah, that's a hard get.
I have a better chance of getting chocolate milk from BG.
Set point Raiders 24-12, make it 24-13 off the service error by Celia Powers. So we have a service ace by Powers, a service error by Powers, back to back. Set point Raiders. Alders digs this one out. Baker taps it over. Phillips sets it for Schooneman. That's a kill, and IUPUI gets another point.
That caught the referee there. Hopefully he's okay.
24-14, set point Raiders. It's going to be Schooneman who serves. Dug out by Story. Stevenson, right side, left side Alders, dug out. My sense of direction is all off tonight. Brown, Stevenson, Baker, gets it down. Raiders take set number 1.
25-14, dominating from start to finish, hitting at a 320 clip in that first set and holding IUPUI to a negative hitting percentage. Not a bad start here at McCoy.
Not at all. We're going to take a break. Raiders take set 1. Set 2 coming up next. Don't go away. WWSU 106.9. Back here at McGlynn Gymnasium, Parker Testa, Shea, Neal. Raiders take set 1, 25-14. Shea, I think the conversations that we have in between in breaks are second to none.
Oh, we've said that numerous times, and I mean, we just talked about how great minor league baseball team names are. My dad said that if I ever get the chance to work for the Montgomery Biscuits organization, to do so, because their mascot is a biscuit with shoes, and his tongue is a pat of butter, and I think it might be the greatest thing I've ever seen.
You know what would be great?
What?
For media food, they just serve breakfast.
It's just biscuits and gravy every day.
Well, the alternary logo, his tongue was bacon.
Yeah.
So you have biscuits and gravy, bacon, maybe throw some pancakes in
Parker,
there.
I'm already sold on it. You don't have to talk me into it anymore.
Set 2, Raiders and the IUPUI Jaguars tie it up here at 1. First point coming off of a Rhiannon Schooneman service error. And Allie Pogue will get a kill there for the Jaguars. 1-1, set 2. Dug out by Story. Stevenson sets it middle. Martin dug out. Brown sets it for Phillips. This one's dug out by Story. Stevenson. Martin gets it down. Callie Martin gives the Raiders the lead here in set 2.
Yeah, Callie Martin has really taken that step forward this season. She's been outstanding on that far side. Opposite usually of Megan Alders, but also helping out Celia Powers a ton. Callie Martin's maybe taking the biggest leap out of anyone on the roster.
Story serves. This one's dug out, blocked by the Raiders, and it's a point. Combination of Celia Powers and Nisa Baker in the middle denies Phillips and gives the Raiders another point. So it's going to be Story to serve, joined by Roscott, Baker, Powers, Stevenson, and Martin. Phillips sets it. Brown denied. They're going to set this one far side for Schooneman. Out of bounds. Raiders get a point.
IUPUI, much like the first set, starting to dig themselves into a hole.
Story will serve. Dug out. Evans is going to set this one for Brown, taps it over. This one's dug out by Ross Cap. Stevenson Powers, dug out. Evans sets it, Brown, denied, and the Raiders get a point. It looked like that wasn't even denied. It looks like she was denied by the net.
No, I think she just hit that into the net, yeah. I'm sure that they'd appreciate it if you called it a block on the stat sheet, but no. Oh, man. I knew the playlist would be top tier tonight, but
Absolutely.
well, normally what I've heard is Laney's in charge of the playlist. I'm curious if that's still the case for 90s night or if we switch duties to somebody else.
Probably the coaching staff that does it here.
Dan
does
This
it.
is Dan's playlist.
Because Dan's good at everything.
I have yet to find one thing that Dan O'Keefe is not good at.
Wonder how his dance moves are.
Elite.
Probably elite. 5-1 Raiders here in set 2. They took set 1, 25-14. Leading scorers for IUPUI is still a tie between Allen and Brown. And it's also a tie on the side of the Raiders, tie between Powers and Martin with 5 kills.
Now this is just fun, isn't it?
It is so much
This is
fun.
a vibe.
We need to have theme nights more often here at McLean.
Facts. We should have a WWSU night.
Absolutely.
Give everyone their own nice little complimentary headset. Not actual headsets, that'd be too expensive, but they can have like a little we could have like a staff bobblehead.
That's a great idea. Who here to talk to you about that?
Probably BG.
Probably. BG, if you're listening, make it happen, buddy.
I'm happy to meet with you.
Absolutely. Talk to me on Monday. Back here in action from McLean. Stevenson sets it. Powers. Dug out by Evans. Brown sets it for Pogue, and this one's going to be a IUPUI point.
Yeah, Nisa Baker just kind of accidentally hit that ball, and it lands out of bounds.
Emma Ashcraft checks in to serve for the IUPUI Jaguars, the 5'7" sophomore from Asheville, Ohio, went to Tees Valley High School. Stevenson sets it. Baker digs it out.
Now, I don't know much about Tees Valley High School, but I hope they're the Fighting Pure Leafs, because that'd be great.
This one is a save by the Jaguars. Martin, Stevenson, back to Martin, far side. This one's dug out. Powers denies it and gets it down. (6-2) Raiders here in set 2. We're going to have Callie Martin to serve, joined by Ross Cap, Story, Powers, Stevenson, and Baker. This one's dug out by the Jaguars. Powers, Stevenson, back to Powers. And that's a kill. Celia Powers gets it down for Wright State. 7-2 Raiders. That's going to be Powers' 7th kill here tonight. And
Not a bad night at the office.
Not at all. Martin serves. Denied by Baker. Story. Stevenson back to Baker. Dug out. Brown sets it middle, but out of bounds, and it's a Raider point. It's going to be Callie Martin who will serve again. Eight to 2 Raiders here in set 2 on this Friday evening. Appreciate you hanging out with us here on WWSU 106.9. Parker, Testa, Shea, Neal on the call for you here. That's a Martin serve dug out by the Jaguars. Brown far side dug out. Stevenson. Powers dug out, and they're going to say actually out of bounds. Well, the far official said out of bounds, and the nearest official said inbounds. So I believe
they roll with the far one.
They're going to keep with the far one and give the Jaguars a point.
I've never gotten that. It's like in the NFL, like if the guy who's right in front of the goal line says he didn't get in, but somebody 30 yards behind it says he did, they call it a touchdown. Don't you think they'd go with the guy who was closest to the play?
And it's similar in baseball on a check swing when the home plate umpire overrules the foul line umpire. It's just, why don't you ask for help? But one can overrule the other, and it happens there. This one's dug out. Brown sets it. Shoot him in. Denied. Stevenson sets it. Baker, far side, gets it down. Lisa Baker gets it down there for Wright State, and they take a 10-3 lead here in set 2. Powers serves. Long. IUPUI gets a point there off of the service error by Celia Powers. Allie Cook will step in for the Jaguars to serve. She's from Plainfield, Indiana, went to Northview High School, 5'3" junior.
And you know we've done way too many games together because we just said Allie like synchronously, and that scared me. We have done that a lot the last couple of months. We gotta start doing games with other people.
I know. We hang out too much, Shea. It's a problem.
Big time.
11-4 Raiders as the freshman Jenny Morey checks in for Wright State.
I gotta start calling basketball with Kev Nash.
5'7" freshman from Yorktown, Indiana.
Can you imagine Kev calling Wright State basketball?
Yeah, you go call games with Kev.
You get Scotty. He's got like West Nile virus, man. Leave him alone.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see Scotty back at the office soon.
His fraternity can cook chili, though, let me tell you.
Oh, man, can they ever. This one's dug out by Powers.
I hope I get invited to the next Sig Up chili night.
This one's denied by the Jaguars off the hands of Callie Martin and into the point. Going back to that, as good of a broadcaster as Scotty is, and it's something that Anna and I talked about on Tuesday night, for these small taps over the net and things like that, you cannot say love tap. You cannot say that. And what does Scotty do? He calls those love taps.
Scotty's something else, man.
Just say he tapped it over.
Scotty is something else.
We wish Scotty the best. Hope he's back soon. But we have some new faces on the Raider WWSU broadcast team. Have a couple new faces.
Absolutely. I'm excited for it.
Hopefully.
It means we might be able to get some sleep, Parker. Maybe.
It'll either mean that or we'll be fired for better talent.
I always make the joke, Parker, that you get three things. There's three things in this world. Having a successful organization, being a good student, or getting sleep. And you get to pick two of those things, and sometimes you only get to pick one of those things. And, yeah.
This year for us,
WWSU's had a good year, so that tells you how much sleep and how my grades are.
This for us, I think we can unanimously agree that we have not been getting much sleep.
No.
Because the way it works for us is, well, we're in the office all day, and then when we go home,
right,
it's study, homework time.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you, back when I was sports director, I'd stay up till 2 in the morning, recording, doing whatever, and I'd get to not come in until noon because I was the sports director. I'm like, whatever. I'm not doing anything until 6 o'clock. As GM, if I go to bed at 2 a.m., which I still do, I have to be in at like 9 a.m. for meetings and stuff, and it's like, wow, I'm going to get 5 hours of sleep tonight. I'm going to hate my life. So what have I done? I've gotten addicted to coffee.
Yes.
And it is so good news is I'm already 6'2", so the growth stunt's fine, but...
Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to go much past my 5'9" frame as we have right now.
It's a stout 5'9".
I appreciate it. 13-5, Raiders here in set number 2. Stevenson serves.
If you were an athlete, Parker, they'd round it up to 6 foot even.
Well, absolutely. I could pull off 6 feet.
And they'd list me as 6'4". So you could pull off 6 feet. You just got to get a nice pair of, like, those pointed cowboy boots that boost you up like 2 inches off the ground. And then you're walking around and you can tell people you're 6'1".
Could tell people I'm 6 foot 160.
There you go.
When I'm nowhere close on either of those statistics.
Right?
Stevenson gets a kill there. Another one of those fake set reverse kills for Stevenson.
If you divide both of those numbers in half, it's accurate.
Wouldn't say half.
I know.
It's a little bit of a stretch.
More like 3 foot 80.
3 foot 80?
No, 80 pounds and 3 foot. That'd be half.
I knew what you meant. That was probably 3 foot 80 in about 6th grade.
That's pretty short.
Brown far side denied by Bransfield. 15-6 Raiders. Bransfield denies. Brianna Brown to get the Raiders another point.
Neal looked fine on that one.
Absolutely. Sauer still on the bench with her ankle wrapped, so it looks like it is an ankle issue for Teddy Sauer.
Yeah, and the way this match is going, Parker, I mean, there's no rush to get her back tonight.
Absolutely, and you saved it right there. I'm proud of you. Almost said the G word. Almost said it, but you saved it with match. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. I didn't even know what I did, so I'm glad you told me. I'm sure I would have heard about it on Twitter. I always do.
We always do, by the great volleyball parents. They're very supportive, but they are very
enthusiastic.
Absolutely. Enthusiastic.
Passionate.
They are very passionate. They give us a lot of...
They have a lot of vocabulary.
Constructed criticism, which is welcomed.
Yeah, and they have a lot of really diverse vocabulary.
And we do not.
No.
This one is dug out by Stevenson. Roscap saves it. Story says that Roscap gets it over.
That's honestly one of my favorite parts about my media journey, Parker. I think I've been told that I'm incompetent like 84 different ways over the years.
And that is one of the great times or great aspects of being in media.
Yeah.
The only time you're competent is on the air.
You never get told you're an idiot. They make you know that you're an idiot in so many different ways.
The only time you're you're competent is when you're on the air, and sometimes
that's not true at all.
And sometimes that's a stretch.
That's when I'm, it's the most obvious that I'm incompetent.
Roscap nearly got it down, but it's dug out.
Normally, Parker, we keep our stupidity to ourselves, but on matches like this, people hear it, and that's the problem.
Absolutely. It is a big problem.
Yeah, it's borderline entertaining, but it is extremely idiotic.
And if you listen to my show this afternoon, you will understand that I am highly incompetent sometimes.
And that one denied. Callie Martin on the far side.
Why does every broadcast we do together turn into us roasting ourselves?
Because that's how you got to go in life. If you're not going to roast yourself, who is?
Well, the example of my incompetence today on the show is I turned off our audio on our YouTube broadcast because a song was playing, and I didn't want to get a copyright violation. So,
it's a lot of money that we don't have.
Absolutely. So, about 10 minutes into the show, I got a text message saying that there was no audio on our YouTube feed. I forgot to turn the audio back on for our YouTube feed, which I apologize for. So that's an example. You didn't miss much if you watched the show. You just missed us talking about the Red Sox and this unfortunate Chipotle order.
Chipotle order.
As well as baseball. So you didn't miss much. So that's a IUPUI point there for Emily Allen. 19-8 Raiders, and the Raiders are running away with this one right now.
Yeah, and this is, you expected this heading in, but it's always good to see it executed on the court. We saw Youngstown State really give them a lot of trouble in that first set on Tuesday, but this has been dominance from start to finish. And if Wright State is able to sweep this one tonight, that would be 9 consecutive set wins since those tough losses to NKU and Milwaukee. So I think it's safe to say that the champs are back.
Emma Ashcraft serves it into the net. 20-8 Raiders, out of bounds, and it'll be 21-8 Raiders.
Parker, my sister played volleyball in high school, and they played a school called Franklin. It's where Luke Kennard went to high school, if you know that name.
Yes.
Their volleyball team was not very good, and our volleyball team was very good. That was the biggest blowout I've ever seen in any sport. Bellbrook, beat Franklin in a set, 25-2.
Wow. And I don't know if you saw this or not on Twitter, Shea. A few weeks ago, there was a college volleyball match with a set final score of 48-46.
Oh, wow.
Not sure what teams were in that match, but 48-46 is incredible.
And was the final point of the set scored because, the rest of the team was just on the floor exhausted?
I wouldn't doubt it. This one's dug out by Story. Nice dig. Baker gets it over. Denied by Powers, but it won't be enough.
Heck of an effort there by the Raiders.
Absolutely. 21-9. Raiders here in set 2.
While we're in between points here, we mentioned earlier today that there was a big-time pitching matchup today. Charlie Morton, Corbin Burns. It's 0-0 in the 7th, so we called that, but it's not that hard to predict a good game from Corbin Burns and Charlie Morton. So
not at all.
It's not like our sports opinions were just put in the spotlight there. It's just we're not as incompetent as normal today.
The rare occurrence that we were right.
The rare correct take from Shea, Neal, and Parker Testa.
Absolutely. Celia Powers gets another kill there for Wright State. Extends her team scoring lead to 9 kills. Sam Ott checks in for the Raiders. First time we've seen Sam Ott tonight. The 5'7" sophomore from Parma, Ohio, went to Paducah Franciscan High School. 22-9 Raiders. This one's dug out. They're going to set this one far side for Schooneman. Net violation. Raiders get a point. (23-9). Powers will serve. This one just skips over the net. Phillips sets it for Brown. Denied. Story. Stevenson sets it back to Ott. That one's dug out. Phillips sets it middle for Allen. It's going to be a Wright State point off of a deflection by Nisa Baker. Denies Emily Allen at the net. Set point Raiders here in set number 2. 24-9. Powers will serve again. This one's dug out.
Over. Sorry, didn't mean to step on your toes.
Absolutely. Baker denies. Rhiannon Schooneman, and the Raiders take set number 2, 25-9.
And Ellie Roscott, Megan Alders celebrate with a chest bump there on the bench, and you gotta love it. This team, we said it last year, and we've heard it from the players themselves, Parker. This team plays their best volleyball when they're having fun, and they're having a lot of fun tonight.
Sure looks like it tonight. So, with that, Raiders 2-0 lead here on this Friday evening from McLean. Set 3. Can IUPUI make a match of it, or will the Raiders sweep? Find out when we come back on WWSU 106.9. Back here from McLean Gymnasium. Parker, Testa, Shea, Neal on the call for you here this evening. Wright State takes set 2, 25-9. After taking set 1, 25-14, they lead 2-0 here in this match.
Funny stat of the day, Parker. If you put IUPUI scores in set 1 and set 2 together, Wright State would still win 25-23. As I hit my microphone there, so my bad.
Now, see, you could be a math major with math like that.
Absolutely not. One of my best friends got married a week ago, and his wife now helped me not fail a business calc exam my sophomore year of college, and that was the last math class I ever took.
Powers gets it down, and the Raiders draw first blood here in set 3. Yeah, math is not my strong suit whatsoever.
No. I'll take my comm degree and get out of here.
I saw a math professor that I had yesterday, and he asked me if I remember anything from math, and unfortunately, Mr. Potts, I do not.
He had hoped that you remembered something from his class, and you're like, I think 3 times 3 is 10?
Well, ironically, that math class is how I met Scotty, and how I'm able to sit here tonight with this headset on.
So when you're giving your speech at the ESPYs in 15 years, remember
right.
Eric Potts' math class.
Remember Eric Potts and remember my good friend Scotty Kramer. Meyer sets at Bransfield out of bounds. IUPUI gets a point.
That's a great story, and I don't think anyone else has.
My broadcasting career started with a math class.
Justin Kinner's broadcasting career started because he ditched a math class.
2 different sides of the story there.
Yeah.
I guess you could argue that Kinner guy's doing all right.
Not bad. Number 1 sports talk show in the city.
Absolutely.
And still has time to deal with my dumb butt. Saved.
You saved it. I'm proud of you.
I did.
3-1 Raiders set 3. This one's dug out, but it's going to be a service save by Celia Powers. 4-1 here in set 3. Raiders running away with this one tonight.
And now we got Kerncraft 400 playing in the background, the official goal song of the Boston Bruins.
This one is dug out by the IUPUI Jaguars, but it's not going to be enough. Brown taps it into the net. 5-1 Raiders here in set 3. Now, when a match is as lopsided.
I was going to say one-sided.
As this one is tonight, we have just so much time to fill with just our spontaneous nonsense.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. It may be a bad thing.
I think it is a bad thing.
It is a bad thing. It's fun for us, but for everybody else, nobody really.
Unfortunately, anyone listening to this broadcast for the first time, it will be the last time they listen to this broadcast.
Absolutely. Apologize for that, and apologize for.
Well, thank you for your support, and we will see you in 4 years when both Parker and I graduate.
Well, we appreciate your support over the last, an hour and 8 minutes, but that's something that, we appreciate royally, but we apologize for...
Nice adjective there. Is that an adverb? I don't know. That's actually in my department, English and Communication, and I still don't know.
I don't know either.
The only thing I'm good at, and I take pride in this, is walking into a room when I'm supposed to give a speech or a presentation, watching everyone just throw up because of an anxiety attack, walking up there, talking about something I don't even know about, pretending I know about it, and then walking out of there with a B. That's what I'm good at.
Like I said, spontaneous nonsense is what gets us through life. To where, perfect example today, we were sitting there 15 minutes before the perspective at 1:45 today. I had no idea what the show was going to be other than our Brad Brownell interview, which is great, by the way. Not to toot my own horn, but...
Go check it out on YouTube as soon as we're done here.
Absolutely. So, with that, I had no preparation done at all. And I'm sitting there, we walk into the studio, and I say, you know what? We'll just talk baseball the whole time.
Yeah.
Why not? And that's what we did for an hour, and we could have had more time.
Literally, while we were waiting for the match to start tonight, instead of going over rosters and stats and all that stuff, I was watching Brewers Braves.
Absolutely.
I mean, so we had a broadcaster who called her first game about a week ago. She asked me in a text, I don't really know what to do in between points or when there's a timeout or something. What do you talk about? And I'm like, look, I'm going to be real with you. Even when I'm doing a game on ESPN Plus over there on TV, I usually just talk about the last really good food item I ate or a funny story from my childhood.
Do you really?
Yeah, really. Hey, how about that sandwich I had earlier this week?
On the biggest sports network in the world.
I talk about a sandwich I ate 3 days ago. And they keep asking me to come back, so apparently people have similar tastes in sandwiches.
That's not why they ask you to come back. At least I hope.
I'll talk to Nick and ask.
7-3 Raiders here in set 3.
Your commentary's average. We just like your taste in food.
Absolutely. Sam Ott, left side, denied. Saved by Ott. Story. Back to Ott. And this IUPUI team has done a good job keeping things alive here of late. Myers sets it. Baker denied. Kept alive. Martin.
That nearly landed. It is going to land.
Wow. So 2 IUPUI Jaguars, Shinneman and Allen, both on their knees, looked at each other, deciding who to hit it, and nobody did. So miscommunication there by the Jaguars results in a Raider point.
That's like you and I, but the opposite problem, where we look at each other, decide who's going to talk, and then we both talk.
Absolutely. This one's dug out by the Jaguars. Phillips sets it. Brown dug out by Morey. Stevenson sets it. Ott denied, but out of bounds. And that was Katie Meyer on the assist. Sam Ott gets it done for the Raiders.
This sound really 90s? I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. And if it is 90s, I am
very old.
Brown dug out by Story. Meyer tapped it over. This one's dug out. Brown again. Story. Meyer. Morey. There we go. Over the net. Dug out.
Well, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, Parker. I mean, I've never felt older in my life than I do right now. The MLB draft was a couple months ago. There were guys drafted that are 5 years younger than me. 5 years younger than me.
Well, it's interesting because I have another campus job in admissions.
Yeah.
And part of my job is to put in contact cards for high school students. And some of the date of birth on these contact cards is insane. Like, my brother and sister are both juniors in high school. I still think they're 13 years old. But going in to put some of these inquiries in, some of these date of births are 2006, 2007. I'm like, are you kidding me? So, yeah. If you want to feel old, Either watch the MLB draft or go work in admissions somewhere. Uh-oh. Morey gets it over, dugout. Phillips sets it, far side, Schooneman, dugout. What a dig by Roscop.
You want another rush of media, Parker?
Uh-oh.
I just got a text from one of my colleagues. High school football starts in 2 minutes, and he just texted me and said, yo, you available?
Are you serious?
Uh-huh. In downtown Dayton.
Wow.
Oh, I'm trying not to cry.
If you have to go, you are more than welcome to.
I'll let you know what he says.
Absolutely. We're about done here from McLean anyway.
I try to take one night off, and then the dude doesn't show up. Gosh.
Well, welcome to media. Constant adapt.
It's a really sad story and a really sad day when I'm considered one of the reliable ones.
You're late to almost everything.
I know, but I'm not there.
Taylor Bransfield with another kill for the Wright State Raiders. That's her second this evening, making it 12-5 Raiders. And it'll be Story who serves. Dugout. Phillips sets it. Far side for Schooneman. Dugout. Meyer. Near side for Powers. Dugout. Phillips sets it. Schooneman. Story. Dugout. Baker taps it. Not Baker. My names are all jumbled up. Meyer gets it for Powers. And Celia Powers gets it down. Timeout Jaguars. Lindsey Rolick wants to talk it over with her team, so we'll take one here with him in the booth. what's our score? Man, 13-5 Raiders here in set 3. We'll be back. Don't go away on WWSU 106.9.
That.
Back here at McLean Gymnasium, Parker Testa here on the call for you. Shea to take an early exit. Go call a football game, so Shea, go get him. But set 3 here for McLean. 14-6 Raiders as they host IUPUI. Make it 14-7. Raiders took set 1, 25-14. Set 2, 25-9. And it's going to be Maddie Haynes who serves. That's long. Raiders take a point there. Sam Ott will check back in for Wright State, and it'll be Celia Powers to serve, joined by Ott, Myers, Story, Martin, and Bransfield. And IUPUI gets another point there, 15-8. So something that we've seen from this Wright State team all night long is their very low error percentage. So their hitting percentage currently is .298 to IUPUI's -108. And we have a Wright State point. Callie Martin gets it done there for Wright State. It's going to be Nisa Baker who checks back in, as well as Jenny Morey. Bransfield and Jenna Story will take a seat. Set number 3 from McLean. Morey serves. This one's dug out. Phillips is going to set it middle. Denied by the Raiders. Ott gets it over. Powers. Meyer. Sam Ott left side. Gets it down. Raiders get a kill there. Sam Ott earns her first kill tonight. I'm sorry, her 4th kill tonight, if I look at my stat sheet correctly. Leah Johnson checks in for Wright State. First time we've seen Johnson this evening. 6-foot freshman middle blocker from Portsmouth, Arkansas. Went to Southside High School. We've seen more and more of these new faces on this Wright State roster with Johnson, Bransfield, and Hausler. Haven't seen Hausler tonight, but we did on Tuesday. Gets it down. Sam Ott again gets it done for the Raiders. IUPUI has 9, multiplied by 2. Raiders have 18. 18-9 here. Raiders lead in set 3. And this one's served by Martin. Phillips taps that over. Meyer. Ott left side. Gets it down. Bit of a delay there. Some miscommunication between the IUPUI front linesmen, or lineswomen, I should say. And it's a Raider point. Martin serves, joined by Morey, Story, Meyer, Johnson, and Ott. They're going to set it for Brown, far side, out of bounds. Raiders get it to 20. And that's something I've struggled with all season right there. Morey and Story, something I have yet to get down, and I probably won't. But we're working with what we have. Jaguars keep this one alive. Morey digs it out, gets it over. They're going to set this one for Brown. This one's dug out by Ott. Meyer, Johnson in the middle, out of bounds. IUPUI gets the point there. Rhiannon Schoenemann checks in for Lindsay Froelich, and it'll be Schoenemann to serve. Dug out by Morey. Meyer in the middle, taps it over, dug out. Johnson digs this out. Meyer, Ott left side, gets it down, and that's a Raider point. Sam Ott gets another kill. So we're going to see Jenna Story and Sam Ott take a seat. Roscoff checks back in, as well as Celia Powers. Roscoff serves. Dug out. Brown dug out by the Raiders. Meyer, Johnson in the middle. Out of bounds. IUPUI gets a point. Coming up tomorrow afternoon, starting at 3:45, we will be right back here at McLinn Gymnasium as the Raiders welcome the Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodons to McLinn Gymnasium. It'll be myself and a broadcaster to be determined. The Jaguars serve here. This one's dug out by Roscoff. Meyer, Baker denied, but out of bounds. Raiders get it done there. 22-11 here at McLinn. Coming up, 3 points away, and the Raiders take this one. Taylor Bransfield checks back in for Wright State, as well as Jenna Story. It's going to be Story who serves, joined by Roscoff, Bransfield, Martin, Powers, and Meyer. Story serves. This one's set in the middle for Schoenemann, and that's going to be out of bounds. 23-11. What a night it's been for the Raiders. They sweep in straight sets on Tuesday. They looking like they're going to sweep in straight sets here tonight, barring complete disaster for the Raiders. That's going to be out of bounds, and we have set point as well as match point here at McLinn tonight. Appreciate you joining us here on WWSU 106.9 this evening. Appreciate Shea Neal for all his help as well. – 24-11 Raiders. Whistle blows. We're ready to get back to the action. Story serves. Dug out. We're going to set this one for Schoenemann. Dug out by Martin. Meyer. Middle for Bransfield. Deflected and out of bounds. Raiders take this one tonight from McLinn. 25-11 here in set 3. They win tonight 25-14, 25-9, and 25-11. Don't go away. When we come back, it's the WSU Raider postgame show here at WWSU 106.9. Raiders win tonight over the IUPUI Jaguars in 3 sets. Postgame show. Don't go away. We'll be back. Welcome back to McLinn Gymnasium here tonight. Final from McLinn. Raiders take this one in 3 against the IUPUI Jaguars, 25-14, 25-9, and 25-11. Thank you for joining us tonight. Parker Testa here on the call for you. Shea Neal had to take an early exit because he's a Dayton celebrity, but he had to be somewhere else tonight. So final from McLinn, 14, 25-9, 25-11. Raiders take this one. Leading scorer for the IUPUI Jaguars was Allie Pogue with 4 kills. Leading scorer for Wright State was Celia Powers with 12 kills. Wright State will be back in action tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. We will be here, of course, for that at 3:45. I will be here, and it'll be a surprise who our other broadcaster will be. And if it's just me, I apologize in advance. But we will see you tomorrow here from McLean. So again, Raiders take this one in 3 against IUPUI. For Shea Neal, who had to leave early. Here for Patrick Schmalstig back in the studio. Can't thank him for all his help. I am Parker Testa saying so long, and Raider up from McLean. We'll see you tomorrow.